Good morning, if it's morning wherever you are. It is the weekend and I am going to go for a run this morning, but I have about an hour before I have to leave, so I'm gonna read, and I'm really excited because I don't really get the chance to read in the mornings. Like during the weekend I'm usually doing stuff in the morning, so I don't really have the opportunity to read, and I'm very excited that I'm gonna get to read. And I'm doing my long run in central London, so I'm also gonna get to read on the train, which I love doing. And because I'm reading the Kindle version, update, the book is still not dry fully. This is where we're at. It is getting there. It still is a bit damp, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that, but I'm still reading the Kindle version, and because I'm reading the Kindle version, I get to read it on my phone on the train, which I'm very excited about because I love reading on the train. So I've made myself an iced coffee and I'm going to just tuck into my book and immerse myself in the world that is War and Peace. One of the things that I have started doing is re-listening to chapters that I've read on Audible when I'm out and about, and it's a different translation. So the one that I am listening to, it's free with, I don't have an Audible subscription, so I don't really know how I have access to this, but it just says, so it's War and Peace performed by Thorndale Newton. That's what it looks like. And I'm like re-listening to chapters, and it's really interesting to see how different the translations are. They are quite different, and I'm going back to the chapters on my Kindle after I've listened to them and just like kind of skimming through. Yeah, so I think depending on what translation you go for, the text that you read is quite different. Obviously, like the sequence of events is the same, but the language used is different, and I think that's really, really interesting. I think it would be really interesting to kind of read two different translations alongside one another and then see how they're different in the language, but I'm not going to do that because that would take a lot of time, and I just want to enjoy it. I just want to enjoy the story mainly, and I think I'm happy with the translation that I'm reading, which is the one by Briggs, and it's the Penguin Classic edition. So currently I am, where am I? I'm on page 806. So I'm about 60% through according to the Kindle, and we've just had, again, like if you are reading, don't watch the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, because there'll be some spoilers. But Princess Maria and Prince Andrei's father has just died, and there's this really interesting part in the story where Princess Maria is grappling with the different emotions that she's experiencing. Like she knows that her father's going to more likely than not pass, and she's really struggling because she feels really sorry for him. You know, she's almost like starting to grieve him, but at the same time she feels really guilty because she wants him to die and free, and in dying she feels like that will free her from this torment that she has been subjected to, yeah, like since the beginning of her life. So she has a really difficult relationship with her father. She loves him, and she has turned down proposals because she feels like she can't leave him, but he is extraordinarily abusive and condescending and just degrading in terms of the language that he uses and his behavior towards her. So I thought that was really interesting because I feel like that's very, very human. Oftentimes we feel really conflicted with the array of emotions that we feel, or like emotions that kind of almost feel like contrary to like feelings that feel contrary to one another. And I feel like that's a really, really human thing. And I think Tolstoy kind of depicts that really, really beautifully through Princess Maria and through other characters, but I've kind of noticed it most with her. So that's just a quick update. I'm gonna see if I can finish War and Peace by the end of Feb as planned. It's currently the 23rd. So I don't know if that's like just really unrealistic, but like I said, I don't want to rush it because I do want to enjoy it. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to prioritize reading, but I'm not going to, you know, like rush to finish it, and, you know, in doing that, like enjoy the book less. Hello. We are making progress. I feel like I hit a bit of a reading slump for about 2 weeks, and I know I said that I had a lot of catching up to do in February because my plan is to finish War and Peace in February, which is in about 10 days. I don't know if that's going to be feasible, but I'm going to do my best. I also don't want to rush it because I am enjoying it, and if it takes a little bit longer, that's okay. But I am currently, let me have a look at my Kindle. I'm about to finish the first part of volume 3. So I am about 750 pages in. And things are getting really intense. Like, we really do at this point know the characters quite well. So primarily Natasha has been quite a focal point towards the end of volume 2. And we really get to know her as a character, and I will say she is not my favorite character, just because I feel like I don't do very well with the level of drama that certain authors give to female leads in novels. I think there's a difference between the drama that we see in like Regency era female leads versus what we're seeing now with Natasha, and I'm not a huge fan of her character. She strikes me as really annoying, and she's very, very immature. She's essentially a child, and her behavior very much backs that up. So not a huge fan of her, but we still have 700 pages for her to develop, so we'll see. I'll keep an open mind. And Prince Andre and Pierre as well have been focal points. So those are kind of the 3 main characters, but we have learnt quite a bit about Nikolai Rostov, so Natasha's older brother, and I think that he's an interesting one. But I would say from the 3, I think so far my favorite, I think, is Pierre, just because I think he's the character that is grappling more than any other character with like larger questions about life, how to live life, you know, how to do his duty, like whether to do his duty or follow his heart. And I think that is very, very relatable as a human. So yeah, just a bit of an update. I am still reading my Kindle version just because the book, the physical copy of the book, is just massive, and it's a bit of a nightmare to like read because it's so like blown up. So I think I'm just going to continue reading it on my Kindle, which is really unfortunate because I was really enjoying the annotation of my physical copy, but alas, here we are. Quick update. I am almost done. I didn't think that I would finish the book in February just because the start of the month was really busy for me, so I just didn't read as much as I had initially planned to. But I'm less than 300 pages away from finishing the book, and I have thoughts. So I'm gonna get into it properly once I actually finish the book. But as of right now, I don't have my Kindle, but I have my phone and I have the Kindle app on my phone. So I am 1089 pages in, so chapter 16 of the final volume before the epilogue. So volume 4, is that right? Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. So volume 4, and I thought out of all the volumes, I think volume 3, particularly towards the end, like middle end, was my least favorite volume. We're very much immersed in war, and Napoleon has invaded Russia towards the end of volume 3, and yeah, we're just kind of plummeted into wartime, and it's very close to home, very, very close to Russia. So the key characters are more involved in wartime. So Prince Andrei and his storyline, Natasha, like that concerns Natasha as well, Pierre and Nikolai Rostov, who I want to say is a key character. Like, I think if you look up War and Peace, he's not listed as a major character, but I definitely think he is, particularly because his storyline is tied to Natasha, who is an integral character, but then also to other characters in the novel. But yeah, I didn't enjoy the third volume as much as I enjoyed the first 2. And so far, and I'm only like, what did I say, 16 or 17 chapters in, so 16 chapters into the 4th volume. So far, I am enjoying this one a lot more than I enjoyed the latter parts of the 3rd volume. But I just think it's interesting. I thought I would enjoy it more as I got more invested into the characters, but I did find it quite difficult to get through volume 3, particularly the last book, or the last 2 books of volume 3. But we don't have very much left. I have, I think, about 270 pages till the end, and I have mixed feelings of finishing. It's been such a, I don't know, like mammoth, it's felt like such a mammoth task to read War and Peace, and it wasn't as challenging as I was expecting it to be. I think the thing that is the most challenging is the length. And I know people who read it and are reading other material outside of War and Peace, so that you can kind of put War and Peace down and immerse yourself in something different, because it is very, especially the war components, very kind of overwhelming and all-consuming. But that's what I wanted out of this experience. I wanted to be overwhelmed. I wanted to be completely immersed and invested in the story, and I think I've done that so far. So I haven't read anything outside of War and Peace. I am looking forward to reading different things, and initially when I started I said I would maybe continue with Tolstoy or read Crime and Punishment, but I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from the Russians, and yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna pick up after this, but I'll keep you posted. But just some thoughts. I think I'm gonna finish it maybe tomorrow, or definitely by the end of the week, because I am enjoying it, and I'm like just picking it up whenever I have, like, you know, a free 10 minutes and can read 1 or 2 chapters. So yeah. I've just finished book 1 of the 4th volume. That was unexpected. Not unexpected, but like I just didn't think it was going to go that way. So yeah, it's a bit sad. I'm not going to say what happens because I don't want to give it away for those of you that are reading it, but pretty sad, I would say. Pretty sad turn of events, because I thought that we were moving towards something different, and we are not anymore. That option has been taken off the table. Yeah,